Drivers come and go in the world of motorsports, but no one in recent memory has kept the world on the edge of their seat like Lewis Hamilton. For even the fringe fans, it's hard not to know how the 2021 F1 season ended in Abu Dhabi. Nicholas Latifi crashed with 5 laps remaining, bringing out the safety car. Initially, F1 race director Michael Massey said that no lapped cars would be allowed to pass the safety car under yellow, only to double back and bend the rules to allow just the cars in between Hamilton and Max Verstappen to do so. The action set up a 1-lap race between the two drivers, tied for first in the last race of the season. With Verstappen on fresh tires, he was able to pass Hamilton for the win in the championship. The FIA examined the decision and made no adjustments. The actions by the FIA created 2 things: a final lap for the ages, a championship in question. You can't blame Verstappen for winning. You can't help but know that Hamilton would have won the race if the stack of cars in between he and Verstappen hadn't been allowed to pass the safety car. Hamilton handled the situation post-race with class and dignity. But radio communications to Team Mercedes that were not released as part of the race broadcast tell the story. "This has been manipulated, man," Hamilton said. Since then, Hamilton has gone virtually silent. He and Mercedes principal Toto Wolff skipped the F1 awards banquet. And Wolff has made comments that question whether Hamilton will retire. "We are all wavering in emotions, and Lewis most of all," Wolff told motorsportstotal.com. "He won the World Championship until the last lap, and then everything is taken away from you from 1 second to the next. Of course, you lose faith because you can't understand what just happened." The McLaren executive chief Zak Brown has warned there is no guarantee Lewis Hamilton will continue to race in Formula One in the 2022 season. The 7-time champion's future remains undecided after the driver was left angry and disillusioned with the sport, having controversially lost the title to Max Verstappen in the 2021 season finale. Verstappen won his first F1 World Championship at the final race of the season in Abu Dhabi, beating Hamilton to the win under highly contentious circumstances. Verstappen overtook Hamilton for victory on the final lap after the FIA race director, Michael Massey, applied and adapted rules regarding the safety car that many perceived as incorrect and led to Hamilton being powerless to defend against the Dutchman. After a protest by Mercedes, the FIA ruled Massey had acted within the rules, but such was the disquiet across the paddock at what happened, the FIA has instigated a full inquiry into the event. Hamilton said he believed the race had been manipulated to ensure he was beaten and considering whether to retire from Formula One as a result. Brown was convinced the British driver was serious. "I wouldn't be shocked if he stopped, so no one should take for granted that he is coming back," he said. "We should not discount or not recognize his frustration, his anger. Maybe he has not made a decision, and what he's doing is taking time to make that decision to make sure. Because once it's made, it's made. I don't think we should rule it out or make light of it." Hamilton has not commented publicly since the race, but Mercedes has indicated he will base any decision over his future on the conclusions and actions taken after the FIA inquiry. If you are enjoying the video, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos just like this. The FIA's now president, Mohammed bin Sulayem, has already met the Mercedes team principal, Toto Wolff, to discuss what happened in Abu Dhabi, and will hold talks with the other team principals to avoid a repetition of the controversy. Brown emphasized the importance of the inquiry, but said he believed it was an error of judgment rather than a calculated action against Hamilton. "They need to show they have taken action to make sure it doesn't happen again, but I don't think this was a malicious decision," he said. "For those who may have the view that the sport is corrupt, I don't agree. Potentially a different decision could have been made, but I want to wait and see what the FIA comes out with." Massey's future looks to be in doubt, with many teams unhappy at the lack of consistency in decision-making during the season, leaving drivers unsure as to where they stood regarding wheel-to-wheel racing. With trust in its process undoubtedly further eroded by Massey's role in Abu Dhabi, the FIA may have little options but to replace him. They have stated their findings will not be released until 18 March, a bafflingly late stage, being the opening Friday of the first race of the season in Bahrain. Also, Mercedes boss Toto Wolff has spoken of Hamilton being disillusioned with F1 in the wake of those events, while FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem has acknowledged that the 7-time champion felt broken. But while questions about whether or not Hamilton will return to F1 continue to be raised, former title winner Button is optimistic that his former McLaren partner will come back as he sets sights on his 8th crown. Speaking in an appearance on British television show Good Morning Britain on Wednesday, Button said, "I really do hope he'll be racing. I think he will be racing, and he wants to win that 8th title to be the most decorated Formula One driver in F1 history. And he will do that. I really do think so." Button is not the only leading F1 figure to believe that Hamilton will be on the starting grid when the new season begins in Bahrain. McLaren CEO Zak Brown said earlier this month, "I think he'll be back. He's a racing driver. I think he's at the top of his game. Sure, he's very angry, but I think race car drivers want to race, and I think he's a fighter. I think he will want to come back and try to win an 8th championship. I don't think he's ready to retire." These are my own personal opinions on that, because once you hang it, the helmet, up, you hang it up. I guess you could come back as some have done, but I don't think he's ready to hang it up. And I don't think he's going to let an incident put him into retirement. While the event of Abu Dhabi has damaged F1's credibility and image, Button still thinks the sport is a strong place right now. Controversial end to the season, but I think you've got to look at the season as a whole, he explained. F1 is in an amazing place, 2 fantastic drivers going at it every weekend. And I think everyone's excited about the new season. Lewis Hamilton is still yet to comment on his future as the 2022 season edges closer. The new season will begin in Bahrain on March 20th, with preseason testing to take place in the weeks leading up. So guys, let me know down in the comments section below. Could the 7-time world champion take a sabbatical as many successful drivers have done in the past? For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video.